This is an SU TV News Update, brought to you by the NDSU Bookstore.
President Obama made his fourth State of the Union address last night from the floor of Congress in Washington, D.C. The president focused on the economy and job creation, foreign policy, gun control, and the federal deficit. Obama announced a potential bill to raise the federal minimum wage to $9 an hour, as well as his plan to make a smarter, not bigger government. To finish off his hour-long speech, in perhaps its most dramatic moment, Obama called on Congress to vote on new gun control legislation, noting that Americans who have been affected by recent shootings deserve a vote. North Dakota farmland has increased in value by 46% since last year. The North Dakota chapter of the American Society of Farm Managers and Rural Appraisers based this percentage on observations of land and documented sales. Supply of available farmland has increased, but demand is so high that prices continue to rise. Some society board members believe that investors are buying land because the value and rental rate returns will be a better investment than CDs. Snow wasn't the only thing adding up during Sunday's blizzard. Snowplows were in full use these past few days, and dollars were adding up faster than the snow fell. Between equipment costs, overtime, and fuel, this past weekend's storm roughly cost the city of Fargo over $36,000. For each hour of Sunday's storm, the city spent $500 in fuel and $1,000 in overtime. Fargo Public Works Director Ben Dow says that he hasn't seen this much snow accumulation over a day's time in several years. The Minnesota Wild were back in action Tuesday for the second time in many days. The Wild beat Calgary on Monday and stayed in Canada to take on the Vancouver Canucks last night. Minnesota trailed 2-0 before a power play goal in the second, but couldn't score again as they lost to the Western Conference division leader Canuck 2-1. Darcy Kuemper made his NHL debut in the net for the Wild and recorded a save percentage of over 93%, blocking 28 out of 30 shots. The Wild fall back to .500 on the year and will next be in action Valentine's Day versus Colorado at home. Looking at our forecast, today we have a high of 31 and a low of 16 with a chance of snow, and tomorrow a high of 18 with a low of -3. Our 7-day forecast is looking to be 80% chance of snow Wednesday and Thursday, partly sunny on Saturday and Sunday with a high of 29, a low of 17, and then cooling down on Tuesday with a high of 7 and a low of -9. This has been an SU TV News Update brought to you by the NDSU Bookstore.
This is an SU TV News Update, brought to you by the NDSU Bookstore.